Okay guys, it's time. Welcome to my channel. I hope you guys are having a great one. Now, with regards to today's topic, I'm going to be talking about rare beauty, and as you can see from my smile, I am super happy because packages just reached me and I made 3 separate purchases. I don't know, I just kept adding on to cart for some reason, but I'm super excited that the packages are now here and I can sit down and unbox and talk about the brand with you guys. Now, I love Selena Gomez so incredibly much, and I think what the brand stands for is amazing, but as always, I will not be biased and, you know, literally tell you like, oh my gosh, everything is so great and perfect, because as we all know, with launches there are going to be some hits and some misses, and there are going to be products that are going to be amazing. So I am going to get down to that, but in the meantime, you guys, if you haven't subscribed already, then please do hit on that subscribe button and hit that notification bell just in case you haven't, so that you can stay updated on when I post. But in the meantime, you guys, I am very excited to try this line out, so let's get into it. So I've got 3 parcels with Rare Beauty in front of me, you guys, and we're going to open them up together. And I know it is a lot, but I was actually very curious to see what her line had to offer, and this is the first time I'm going to be taking a look at her products and packaging, so I'm just excited. 1, box 2, and box 3. Okay, there's a lot of protective packaging going, you guys, so I'm going to get the products all out, lay them out on the table, and then I will show you guys and demo each one. I might have overdone it a little bit, but oh my gosh. Okay, I gotta tell myself to be professional and get down to this, so let's get down to it. I think the most excited product out of the range that I do want to try are the liquid blushes, because I've been hearing so many good things about it. And I'm going to be straight with you guys, I did watch a couple of reviews beforehand when the brand first launched in the US, because I was very curious to see how it would go, and I also kind of was very tempted to, you know, make an order from the US and have it shipped down. But now that it's here in Malaysia, I'm like, okay, this is great. But one of the key products that I definitely do want to try are the liquid blushers, as well as the Always Optimist 4-in-1 mist, which I have here in my hand. This one is supposed to smell like a perfect spa day. So before we get into the setting spray and all that, let's start off with the bases, because most of the products that I see here are mainly for the face. They are base products. I think I did manage to get one product that was meant for the eyes, but most of it is complexion products, so it's going to be a little bit more focused and centered around that. Now, as you guys can see, I didn't wear any makeup on my face. My brows are the only ones that are done, you guys, which is why I look a little bit pale, to be very honest. But yeah, let's get some makeup on our face. To start off our base, of course, I'm going to use a primer, but I should let you guys know that out of the entire line, I did not invest in like the full-size primer, because I did get a sample of it at my Sephora's like previous purchase. So we're going to be going in with this little beauty. Now, this one is called Always an Optimist Illuminating Primer, and it's supposed to have like a pearlescent effect on the skin as well. So as you guys can see from the texture, this one definitely has a very pearlescent finish, and even on the skin when you blend it out, it gives a very illuminating kind of sheen. Do you guys see that? Yeah, it's very interesting though. I don't think I've come across a primer that gives this kind of effect. It kind of shows a very lit from within kind of glow, and my skin is very dry, so I appreciate the good glow. I really like the consistency of the primer, you guys, because not only does it give this really nice radiance, but it's also not too overly watery as well. So this one does have a little bit of a tacky feeling to it, which is nice because you know for a fact it's going to grip on the foundation, which we're going to talk about in a second. Now finally, we're getting into the foundation. This one is the Liquid Touch Weightless Foundation. Hopefully this is going to be the correct match for me, because I only had to match it to my skin tone online. I didn't really have another reference other than that, so hopefully I picked the correct shade. This one honestly looks a little bit tan in the bottle, but let's try and make it work. Now the shade that I chose for this one is in 240W, and what it is that it's a foundation elixir that feels barely there while building coverage and boosting your natural glow. Now this one comes in a doe foot-like applicator, which I kind of like actually, because for precision it's going to be very nice. Ooh, okay, that's different. So I'm just gonna blend out one side with my beauty sponge, and we're gonna see how the coverage is. I didn't put a lot, as you guys can see, because I don't know how this is gonna fare on dry skin, but let's hope in terms of, you know, the coverage wise and the shade match, it's going to be good. Does it match? Okay, you guys, what do we think? We have half the face done, and I have to say, this is actually a pretty close match. I didn't have to worry about it being too dark or being too like yellow, but this is actually a pretty good match. And as you guys can see, I didn't really put a lot on the face to begin with. It was probably just like a dab of 4 with one swatch application. So yeah, it actually did really well, and it's giving me the radiance that I want. Like, not too overly dewy, but just nice. The consistency for this is very light. I actually really like it quite a bit. You guys can see the difference. Coverage wise, I would say it's light to medium build. I wouldn't call it like a full coverage moment. This is for like the everyday girl that wants a very natural, effortless like finish, and I think this one does just that. So right now I'm going to finish off the other side, and then we can move on to the other cream based products. Alright, you guys, now we're gonna get down to the moment of truth, and this is going to be about their liquid blushers. Now, I did select 3 out of their overall array, which of course I will list all of that down in the description box below for you guys, as well as the retail and everything, so you guys can like make a reference. But with regards to the blushes, I did get 3 different shades in 2 different formulations. So the first 2 that are the Soft Pinch Matte Liquid Blush, I got them in Love and Bliss. And finally, for the Soft Pinch Dewy Liquid Blush, this one I got in the shade Joy. Now, since I have 2 formulations at hand, I am going to be trying out one on each side. So maybe the matte on this side and then the dewy formulation on this side, and then we're going to see how it goes. So for the matte side formulation, I'm going to be trying out the shade in Bliss, and then on the dewy side, I'm going to be trying out the shade in Joy. As you guys can see, the color comparison between the 2 are pretty different. One is more light and natural, another one is more of a hint of color. So we're gonna see how this goes, and hopefully it goes well. Now, I've heard a lot of people say that a little bit goes a long way, so I'm just going to dab like maybe 2 to 3 dots, and then we'll blend it out. Now, I personally have never tried like a dewy blush, so I don't really know how this is going to go, but let's see. I have to be very careful not to put like too much, you guys, because this is a bit more of a like a stronger color. Whoa. Okay, 1 second, guys. I've got a few things to say about this particular formulation. Number 1, it is dewy. The color is extremely strong, so 1 dot is more than enough to cover you for sure. For me personally, because of my skin tone, I would go for something a little bit more deeper, like in terms of the blush point, but for some reason this one, Bliss, is doing it for me a little bit more than this side. Maybe because it's the matte formulation, but I really like the matte blush if I had to compare it to the dewy side. The shade for this is very pigmented, you guys. Like, go very light-handed with it, because if you don't, you might end up having like a streak of color here. It does blend out really nicely, but I find that with the matte formulation, it blended out a little bit more seamlessly as compared to the dewy one. So now that the blush is done, I am going to be going in with the highlighter. I did get a highlighter, you guys. Hold on, let me find it. Now this one is in the shade Mesmerize, and this one is more of like a rose gold kind of shade, you guys. Like, I'm very used to working with gold shades and a little bit of silver shimmer now and again, but I've never once worked with a rose gold tone. So I'm going to be applying it on both sides, and then we're going to see how it looks. I'm going to put a little bit. Okay, I think that's more than enough. Had the experience with the blush, don't want to go too ham on that. So, okay, what do you guys think? It's not too like overly beaming in a way, but it gives a very subtle, like a subtle gleam, which is nice. Now, I'm pretty sure you guys can see that I haven't set my face with any powdered products as of yet, because we're working with all liquids and cream, and I want to keep going at that before I set everything down. So before I do that, I'm going to put on a liquid eyeshadow which recently came out for Rare Beauty. This one I think was a part of their second launch. This is the one in Stay Vulnerable, a liquid eyeshadow, and the shade that I've chosen is called Nearly Apricot. Now the reason for this shade selection is because I feel like this is going to complement a lot of skin tones, and it's very natural, and honestly it's just a very nice like color. And I also like that in terms of the packaging, Rare has kind of made it this kind of way, because I don't know if you guys can see, I'll put a close-up shot here, but the base of the liquid eyeshadow is flat, so in a way it does not really roll off the counter if you were to place it down. So Selena, you thought up of this concept. I think this is really innovative and creative, and it's very thoughtful, so thank you. I think it gives a very nice wash of color. It's not like overly pigmented as what you would expect from like a cream shadow, and the best part about like I think playing with a cream shadow is that you can always top it off with another like powdered shadow for a more intense look. But for an everyday, I think like when you pair it with the blush, this is going to give you a very good like combination and kind of a very balanced look, and it's not too thin. But I think with creams, the moment you place it on the eyelid, you might want to blend it out a little bit quick. This one probably sets between like 15 to 20 seconds, so you might want to like get your brush and then just go in there. You don't want to leave the color on the lid and then put the color on the other lid and then you want to blend it out together, because it's going to set. So the moment you lay the color down, just take your brush and then just blend the shade out, and yeah, it will look like this. It looks pretty good. So alright you guys, let's move on to the lip products, because I've got a few, as you guys can see. Now this one is the lip duo, and just in case you're unsure of like what to get, you can always get the best of both worlds. And over here we have one of the lip balms. This is the With Gratitude Dewy Lip Balm. And then over here we have the Lip Soufflé Matte Lip Cream. Now this one is in 2 shades, and then this one I selected the shade Appreciate. Yeah, sorry, it took a while to find that, but this one is in the shade Appreciate. And then for this two, we have Thrilling and Inspire. And the reason why I chose this particular colors, number one, this one is Selena's favorite. You can see her wearing it in all the campaigns. This is her absolute go-to. And for this particular color, you guys, I was very gravitated towards it when I saw it. I think mainly because when it comes to like product launches and all that, you see the pinks, you see the reds, and there's not a lot of brands that releases shades like this. So I thought it was very different, and so I'm going to be trying this out on camera with you guys today. This one I'll probably leave it to another day, or you'll see the look or the application up on Instagram. If you guys don't follow me already, you can do so down this link below. But yeah, we're going to be trying out this baby today. So I'm going to be applying on the lip balm first. As you guys can see, the color is very similar to the shade Trilling that I'm going to be applying on later. So just to coat the lips with a little bit of like moisture and protection. It smells like candy, honestly. So that one had a little bit more color than I thought, so I kind of like removed a little bit of it, but the moisture effect is still there. So now I'm gonna be trying on the Lip Soufflé Matte Lip Cream, and this is the color, you guys. It is deep, it is dark, and I'm all for it. Okay, you guys, so this is how the color looks like on the lips. I really like the formulation of this. It's very blush. Applying it on this particular color, I don't know whether this applies to like the whole range, but this one needed, I think, a second applicator because this color is pretty dark and I have quite pigmented lips. But when I first applied it on, it looked a little bit sheer, which I got quite worried. And then when I went over a second time, then it was completely fine. In the meantime, you guys, I'm going to do my eyelashes and a little bit of eyeliner off camera because this looks a little bit imbalanced, so I'll quickly do that and I'll be right back. Okay, you guys, so I have my lashes and my liner all done, and I have to say it looks a little bit more balanced right now because earlier here was a little bit bare and then here we had like a dark lip moment and it was just not jiving. So with the lashes, it definitely looks a lot better. So to lock all of this in, we are going to be trying out the 4-in-1 mist. And you guys, I'm so incredibly excited to try this particular product out, other than the blush, of course, was because everybody said that it reminded them of a good spa day and the scent was incredible. So I'm going to just lock all the creams in before we set the face. So moment of truth, let's try this out. Yeah, okay, they were not wrong. This smells like, you know, when you're in a spa and you're getting a facial, you know, they have those like really incredible scents at the back and you're just like inhaling it all in and you feel so at ease. This is exactly what it smells like. And honestly, you guys, even if it's not for like makeup purposes, I would put this in my bag whenever I go out. Not that we're going out anywhere anyway, but I would put this in my bag, and just when I need a little refresher in terms of my makeup, I would just like spritz it all over my face. Or even when I'm feeling hot, like this is a good product. I really like this one. Now for the final product in hand to set all the creams down, you guys, I've got the Blot and Glow touch-up kit over here. And honestly, I was kind of contemplating whether I wanted to get this one because for me, I don't really use like blotting products or anything like that, but I heard the powder in here is pretty great, which is one of the reasons why I picked it up and I decided to try it. But the reason being why I don't really use like blotting papers is because my skin is really dry, so I don't really need it. But I wanted to see how the setting powder kind of worked with this, so I picked it up. And we're here, so we're gonna try it together. Now the first thing I gotta say about this is that the packaging for this is really nice. It's bigger than I thought it was gonna be. Like, I'm gonna hold it up to my face for comparison, but it's very pretty. And then inside here you have a nice mirror, and then you have the Blot and Glow blotting sheets, as well as what I'm guessing is going to be the powder infused puff. Like, I saw some people struggling to kind of figure out how this worked, but I heard that you just needed to pat this into the skin a few times for it to activate. I don't know if you guys can see if there's any difference, like here is more glowy and here is more matte, but hold on, let me try and figure this one out a little bit. Okay, it's doing something. Hold on. It's doing something. I feel like it looks a little bit more luminous, more set, not too overly dewy, but at the same time I feel like when I look like up close, there is a little bit of like a sheen to it, so there is some glitter specks within this powder that I'm getting from it. And this puff is not thin, you guys. It's actually like when you put it between your fingers, it's quite heavy, so it's all infused inside. You do have to like press it into the skin to get it to activate and to work and to get the formulation out, but yeah, it did something for the skin. I actually really like it. So okay, you guys, that was basically the whole review for Rare Beauty on the items that I purchased from them. And yes, I didn't get the eyeliner or the brow pencil that they had because, you guys, honestly, I have too much of that already. I just wanted to try out the key products to kind of collectively know how I feel about the brand and their range. So I'm going to give you guys a quick breakdown on the products that I've tried. So in terms of the base products, let's start off with the primer. I think the primer is really great. It gave my skin such nice luminosity, and I think I'm gonna go back onto the Sephora website and purchase like the full size because I really did feel it did something to my skin and it brought out the radiance in which my normal dry skin texture didn't have. So I really did like that. In terms of the foundation, a little bit does go a long way, and now that I've been wearing this, we've been sitting here filming for over an hour, I do feel that in terms for dry skin, the foundation is a little bit drying. Go in with a really hydrating primer and then just put a little bit of foundation and that should do the trick. So in terms of the blushers, I really enjoyed the matte formulation ones. I think that blended out beautifully. The formulation was stunning, and you guys can see that in terms of the color, it just gave a beautiful flush to the cheeks, which I think was amazing. But in terms to the Dewy blush, it was a little bit heavy for me in terms of that color. I should have just gone in with one and done. We are okay, we're good. But it was a little bit heavy for me. I don't know whether that's in terms of my application, but blending the formulation out, I find that it was easier to work with the mattes as compared to the dewy side of, you know, the formulation for the blush. So depending of course on your preference, you can always choose either or, but for me personally, maybe because I'm just not used to that kind of formulation, so I would always prefer matte blushers over dewy blushes. But maybe then again, it's just me. The lip products, I actually really liked them both the Balm and the matte lipstick, and it's very cushiony, it's very comfortable, and both of them paired together gives off a very, very beautiful finish. Didn't go into the lines of my lips, which is what I get very worried when I'm applying on like a matte lipstick. This one didn't do that at all. It actually gave off a very, very beautiful like finish, and I don't feel like the lips are going to be cracking anytime soon or drying out in any way, shape or form. So this one performed really well together. The mist as well as the Blot and Glow touch-up kit, you guys already kind of sort of know my opinion on that. I think both of them performed very well. I was more impressed with the mist because the scent on that was amazing, you guys, and I just really, really enjoyed it. But for overall thoughts about what I think about the entire range, I think Rare Beauty came out at the perfect time because we're in the midst of a pandemic. We're looking for makeup that is simple, effortless, and natural, and I think this hits the mark on so many levels, and people are definitely going to enjoy it. I would 100% recommend the mist. I think that is such a solid product. Smells incredible. Can't get over the scent. And then the blushes, the liquid blushes for sure, and then the lip product, the matte souffle. I think those three are stellar. So yeah, that is basically the end of this review, and if you guys did like this video review, then please do give a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button and join the family. I will be posting here as much as I can, and yeah, hopefully this review helped you guys out. And of course, if you guys have any questions at all, you can leave it down in the comment section below as well. So in the meantime, you guys, I hope you all are staying safe wherever you all are at, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.